Hey everybody, Matt with Occidental Nomad here. Sorry it's been so long since my last video. Just been working, trying to pay bills off. But finally made it back out here to the cabin. And what I have to do over the next 2 days is build an additional storage shed. Yeah, I still have too much junk. So the cabin and the shed are just packed to the gills, and I need to be able to spread it out into a additional space so I can make it livable. I'm not going to start building this today. I had to run to the big city to get some supplies. I just got back. So the shed, it's one of these shed kits. I was originally going to build another lean-to like this on the back of the cabin, but I just decided to give one of these a try. I know these kits are pretty well known for being really flimsy, but we're going to do this a little differently and try and reinforce it. So I got a good deal on this. It's a 10 by 10. I'll try and throw a screenshot in of the Amazon listing, what it looks like. My cabin is 10 wide, so it's going to sit perfectly right here behind the cabin. And the nice thing is, the way this shed is oriented, the slants are kind of like the slants on this canopy over here, with the door on this side. It's actually on a down slope instead of being on the end. So I can put the shed right up against the back of the cabin here, and then water will run off the back and then this direction. So obviously these aren't well rated for snow load or anything. That's why I'm gonna have to do a little bit of reinforcement inside. But it came in these 2 boxes. Each box is like 125 pounds. It's not too bad actually, considering it's a 10 by 10. So when I get in here tomorrow, I'm gonna clear this grass and stuff out of the way. It's already fairly clear back here. Just gotta clear that a little bit. I'm not building a framed base. I'm just going to use some treated 2x10s laid flat on the ground, and then the bottom rail of the shed's just going to screw to them. So I'm totally fine with the dirt floor in there, no big deal. The lean-to there has a dirt floor in it anyway, so yeah, it's going to go right here. I'm going to get started tomorrow morning. So this is just the first clip. Let's go ahead and run up here real quick and show you the building materials I got. Inside the shed, I got to build a tote rack. Everybody's seen those black totes with the yellow lids. You know, they sell them at Home Depot. I get all mine from Bi-Mart. The Bi-Mart ones are a slightly different size. So you can find these plans for these tote racks online. It's just basically made out of 2x4s. So you can slide the totes in on frame rails, so you can access the bottom totes. They're not like stacked on top of each other. You can actually pull out every tote. It's kind of nice. So I got all the building materials I needed. Got everything here on the flatbed. So I got the treated 2x4s for the ground under the shed. Got the untreated to build the tote rack out of. I'm going to do 2 totes high by 6 totes wide, which will fill the back wall, the 10-foot back wall of the shed. And then I'll be able to lay an additional layer of 6 totes on top of it. So 18 totes in one rack on the back of the shed. And then I'll try and anchor that rack to the shed somehow to provide a little bit of down weight in case you're worried about wind, blowing the shed around. The shed's also going to be anchored. It's going to be screwed to the back wall of the cabin, and then I'm going to use some ground anchors at the far out corners, sink the anchors into the ground, and then attach them to the far studs at the back. So, and then with a little bit of 2x4 reinforcement inside, hopefully I'll make this flimsy shed a little bit better. So it is what it is. I think I paid, I don't know, $320 for that 10 by 10. So they're normally like $550 for that size. And if I had to build another lean-to like that, it would have been, yeah, $500 or $600 on the back. So I'm giving the junky shed kit a try. So All right, yeah, this is a first update out here today, and then we'll jump back into this when I start building it tomorrow. See you in a few. All right, good morning, everyone. We're back out here. Time to do the shed. It is, let's see here, what time? My watch is an hour ahead, so it's just about 10:30. I've been at this for about an hour and a half already. So, yeah, there's a reason why people hate these shed kits. They are a royal pain. So I got the boxes opened, got all the pieces out. One thing that happened is I had left these boxes out in the rain, and I totally forgot about the instruction manual inside. It got all soggy, and I was barely able to pull the pages apart. I was hoping that they had the instructions on the Amazon listing for the shed, but of course they don't, so I'm having to make my way through that as best I can. I've got the base, or at least the base edges, and I'm starting to put the corners in right now. This is really, really monotonous. Hundreds and hundreds and hundreds of sheet metal screws. So, yeah, but you can kind of get an idea of where it's going to sit. Step back here. Going to go right behind the shed there. It's going to butt up all the way against, and like I said, I'll use some L brackets to screw it to there. And then there's going to be a T-post there and a T-post there driven into the ground and attached to the outer wall studs. So, yeah, that's where we're at. And I'll give you an update as it continues to be assembled. All right, folks, this is some slow going, but we're getting there. I've got 1, 2, I don't know, 2 1/4 walls up. This is really tough with one person, mainly because of these stupid cross supports. This is some flimsy stuff. So these come in these 2 little bent sheet metal pieces, and you're supposed to screw them together. I don't even know if you can see it. Yeah, I don't know, but it's just this little flimsy piece of sheet metal that holds them together. And you screw them together, and then you're supposed to attach them at each side, which is, impossible without 6 hands. So, and then the wind picked up, so started whipping stuff around. But I've got a little bit of structure built, so it's not too bad, and the wind died down. So I'm doing this front wall where the windows go in right now. Once I get all the side panels on, it'll be nice and, well, it won't exactly be sturdy, but see, yeah, you can see the wind's blowing it right there. But it'll be sturdy enough I don't have to worry about it too much. So it's about 3:30, so I know I can get these walls done in the next hour or so, and then we'll see how long the roof takes. Oh, just trying to take the ladder. All right, we'll check back in a few. Well, this is as far as I'm going to get on day one. One problem I just ran into is started putting these reinforcing ribs across the middle. This one was easy to get on because you can reach through the window. The problem is you got to screw them from outside to inside. But over here, there's no way to be on both sides of the wall at the same time, and I don't have any help to hold it up. So I got to figure something else. I got to go all the way around with those. What I think I'm going to have to do is maybe get some little tiny nails or pieces of wire and stick them through the holes from the outside to hold it up, and then just remove them one by one as I put the screws in. Because the holes on the outside are larger than the holes on the inside. They're sheet metal screws, so they're gasketed on the outside, and then just they cut a larger hole through the small hole on the inside. So that's going to be fun. But I got the risers up there, The next thing I really need to do is the 3 ceiling supports. Of course, they come in pieces, and you have to bolt these things together. You have to bolt these rigid bars together, which is like, there's like 120 tiny little nuts and bolts that hold each of these together. So that's going to take several hours. But yeah, once I get those done and up, it shouldn't be too bad. The roof should go on fairly quickly. So yeah, that's where we're sitting tonight, and we'll pick this up again tomorrow. See you then. Day 2 morning update. Well, it's not exactly morning anymore. Oh no, it is 11:41. All right, been working for about 3 hours so far this morning. I got all 3 of the roof cross members up. You see those? And then I just started putting the first roof panel on each side. Well, there's 2 short trim panels and then the first roof panel. So there's 6 panels on each side, so I've got 10 to go. Just putting these 2 really help the rigidity, the side-to-side shifting, because these, even with the center beams, these sidewalls wanted to flex that way and that way. So, yeah, doing good. Probably take me about, I don't know, another hour and a half to get the roof panels on. Then I got to do the doors, put the window in, and then I gotta sort the base out. Like I said, I've got some treated 2x4s that I'm gonna put underneath the metal rails all the way around to make it rigid on the ground. Then I'll screw the metal rails to the 2x4s, T-posts out here. Originally I was gonna butt this right up against the cabin. That would be the best for stability, but notice this trim kind of sticks out a little bit, so I'm not going to be able to get it directly against the cabin. I think I may actually leave a gap like this. I can take some chunks of wood and run it from the wall to there, screw it in at both sides to have support that way, and it'll give me kind of a little alley between for either storage or being able to move from one side of the building to the other. So yeah, coming together. Still a flimsy POS shed kit, but we'll see how it does when it's done. All right, check back with you in a bit. Okay, well, I finally got all the roof panels on. Looking good so far. So, it's been a long day. It's not particularly hot out, but the sun is just beating down. So, what do I have left to do? I got to get my treated 2x4s underneath the bottom edges of the shed. I got to get my T-posts in out here to anchor the outer corners. And I got to decide what I want to do there to anchor it to the shed. I still haven't put the doors or the window on. I don't know if I'm going to have time or not. I'm a little concerned not putting the doors on could cause it to catch wind if we get a really windy day out here, but we'll see. So yeah, that's where we're at. It's about 5 p.m. I guess, so I got about 3 more hours of daylight, 3.5 hours. Should be enough time to get that done. All right, we'll see how far we get. Okay, folks, hope you can hear me. It's a little windy out here. Looks like this is about as far as I'm going to get this weekend. This was just such slow going, I wasn't able to get as far as I wanted to. Didn't get the doors on or that window in, And then there's some trim that goes around the outer edge of the roof, which is kind of just cosmetic anyway. So the main thing I'm a little worried about is I didn't get the T-posts sunk out here. I did get the pressure treated underneath all the way around, and it's inside it's screwed down in a few areas. There's like 4 or 5 screws along each edge holding the shed down to the pressure treated. The original plan was to sink a T-post right there at the corner and have it come up along the corner here, and then to drill a couple holes and then run a hose clamp through the holes and around the T-post. But one thing I realized is in the photos on Amazon, it shows there being a post here on the corners, and there aren't any posts at the corners. There just aren't. So the photos, the drawings at least, are not accurate. So really this entire corner here is just sheet metal. So running a hose clamp through there wouldn't really work too well. High wind would probably just rip it out of the sheet metal. So I'm hoping the weight will keep it down. The one thing I was able to do, since I decided to offset this instead of butting it right up against the cabin, I think this is going to be better because it gives me access to this end underneath the cabin, gives me access to the rim joist and the legs if I needed to do any work on there. Gives me a easy pass through or some storage in here if I need it. I could always put a piece of flashing down if I wanted to, but it doesn't really need to be weathered in or anything. So I'm just hoping the weight of this is enough. Let's see. I can lift a corner, but it weighs quite a bit, and it's anchored to the building there. Of course, a tornado would tear it apart, but I'm going to be back over here relatively soon. I think I'll probably I'm thinking I need to take a 3-day weekend here within the next month and come back over and just do the rest of this. So yeah, I think I'm done for the weekend. I'm going to go up to the trailer and get all my lumber and everything that I was going to use to build my tote rack in here. The tote rack is just going to go all along the back wall. It's going to be framed in for 2 totes tall by 6 wide, with the ability to store 6 more on top of it. So 18 of those, I think they're 23-gallon totes, is going to go in there. Plus it'll give me a little bit of storage on that wall and a little bit more room for other things on that wall. Oh yeah, I may have to... Dad was going to come this time. He changed his mind, but I may have to have him to get the reinforcement ribs on the center here, because you just can't do it one man. There's probably some way to jury rig it, but I didn't figure it out in time. So yeah, there you go. Shed's I'd say 90% done. Get that lumber in there, get everything packed up, and I gotta be back at work tomorrow night, so I'll probably head out of town here and find a good place to camp for the night, and then finish the driving early in the morning. So alright, there you go. There's part 1 of the crappy thin metal shed build. I'll show you what the final product looks like probably in the next video with some further updates. Alright, thanks for watching.